by this author called Kalki, which is the pen name of the author R.Krishnamurthy, who used to be a prolific writer of the pre-independence era in Tamilnadu. The story is set in 1957. So this story is originally written in third person, but I felt I should narrate it in the first person. The story is about Annapurna Devi, who is the founder and principal of the school called Devi Vidyalaya. So I'll start as the first person. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. Most of the staff in the school is left for the day. I think I should call it a day too. I peep out of the window. The weather looks pleasant. Maybe I should start taking a walk by the beach. As I walk out, I see the school entrance. And every time I pass by the school entrance, my heart swells up with pride. This school means everything to me. It defines my existence. I had once dreamt that I would open a school for young women who were widows, women who were rejected by their husbands, and other such destitute women. I felt that education is the only way out. They'll probably be independent one day because I'm providing them education. And so I set about having a school. And I'm very happy that this school is what it is today. I'm happy that I've contributed to it in some way. As I walk by the beach, I hear the strains of a Nadaswaram. I don't know what it is about the Nadaswaram, but every time I listen to it, it strikes a chord in my heart. I see the waves come crashing down on the rocks. I feel the tears come rolling down my eyes. I can't walk anymore. I have to take a seat, so I sit by the rock. Memories take over. I was barely 6 when I got married. I didn't even know what marriage meant at that time. All I remember of the day was I looked the prettiest that day. Maybe that was the prettiest I ever looked. I wore a red pattu sari and a lot of bangles, a lot of jewelry on me. 3 years down the line, I was 9 when my husband passed away. No, I don't remember that as my personal trauma. All I remember of the day was, ever since then, people call me a widow. I couldn't wear a pattu sari or jewelry. I think I have come along. From being a young widow to being one of the few women in Tamilnadu to hold a master's degree, to being a principal of the school. Yeah, I have come along. My chain of thought is broken when I hear somebody call out to me, Amma, Amma. I turn around to see Savitri approaching me. Savitri is one of the teachers in my school. She's very good with difficult kids. I enjoy her company. She's very cheerful. She comes and sits by me and starts a conversation. Lovely weather today, Amma. No wonder you're by the beach. I just give her a smile. Love the way she calls me Amma. Amma, today I had a problem with the poetry class. You know, when there was this line by the poet, it said, love makes the world go around. Love makes the world go around. And I was like, how do I explain this to these young widows? Because it's obvious that the poet was talking about romantic love. Forget it, Amma, love is just an illusion. It's very difficult to explain this to these kids. Love is an illusion, you say. I'll make sure your fiancé knows about it. Oh, Ma, at this moment it feels very real. But then, never mind, Amma. Amma, I think, I have this problem with this line. The poet says, all good deeds in the world happen because of romantic love. How can that be possible? Really? Let's take an example of our own school, Devi Vidyalaya. We all know it's because of your selfless service that the school is what it is today. How can that be then? How can poet's statement be true in that case? Savitri, I don't know if all the good deeds in the world is because of the romantic love that happens. But if you take my labor into account, then yes, that statement is very true. Love, as in romantic love, is the single source of inspiration for all my efforts. Amma, what are you saying? Really? Can you please explain? Savitri, can you hear the strains of the Nadaswaram? This was the same ragam being played that day on my cousin Ambujam's wedding. I remember how all the ladies gathered in the hall and how the bride was sitting there and the jewel on her hair was about to fall off. I went up to her to fix it, and as soon as I fixed it and raised my head, I saw that the guy sitting next to the groom was staring at me. Oh, my heart skipped a beat. I was trembling. My head felt light. And for the first time, I felt desire. No, this can't be happening. I have to control my thoughts. I clenched my teeth, but to no avail. After a while, I found myself looking at him. Oh no, he was looking at me again. So I looked away. I couldn't sleep or wink that night. On the second day, it was the wedding day. And all my doubts got confirmed. His looks and glances towards me, they were not deliberate. They were deliberate. They were not accidental. And I started enjoying it. Throughout the day, we kept looking at each other, stealing glances from each other. I distinctly remember when I took a plate of buttermilk towards the guests, he came towards me and I gave him a glass. And our fingers, they almost touched. God, I was standing there trembling like a leaf in the storm. And suddenly everything around me looked beautiful. The fragrance of sandalwood, the smell of jasmine had not given me so much pleasure before this. That night, the moon shone the brightest that night. A longing rose in my heart. Why can't I wear flowers like other women do? Why can't I wear a patta sari or jewelry? I was barely 9 when my husband passed away. What wrong have I done to deserve this? When that young man looked at me, I came alive. How can that feeling be wrong? How can that be wrong? I cried myself to tears and slept that night. On the next day, I heard my aunt talk about this guy. He had apparently completed his BA and he was vehemently working towards the cause of widow remarriage. Just for a moment, a kid in myself. Maybe, just maybe, he'll make me his bridesmaid. No, whom am I kidding? The society would never allow this to happen. No way. But wait, who knows about this? It's just happening in my mind. Can I just not be in this bubble for some more time? Can I just not be happy for some more time? On the 4th day of the wedding, the groom's mother fell sick. And I went in to inquire after her, secretly hoping that I'd bump into him. And there he was, pacing up and down the hall. He looked a little restless. And I just stood by the threshold looking at him. He looked at me and came rushing towards me. He said, "Annapurni, I was sure you would come. I'm so glad you did." He pulled out my hand, placed a letter there, wrapped his fingers around it and said, "I hope you're okay with this decision." His eyes looked like he was waiting for my answer. But he did not wait. He just left by the door. I was too overwhelmed to respond. I looked at that letter and him passing by the door. I gazed at it and the shadow of that man passing by the door. That Savitri was the last I saw of him. That was the last I saw of him. What happened, Amma? What was written in the letter? What happened? Savitri, in that letter, he had poured out his love for me. He had said that he would make any sacrifice in the world for me. And if I loved him and if I had the courage to face the world, I were to hold a string of jasmine in my hand and stand by the temple. That was the only sign he needed to make the necessary arrangements for the marriage. Amma, that was so nice of him. So what happened? Why didn't you go? No, Savitri. I didn't go. I couldn't go that day. He probably left thinking I didn't love him, that I didn't care for him. That, Savitri, was the end of my 4-day love story. That was the end of my 4-day love story. But Amma, I don't understand what happened. Savitri, the day he gave me that letter, I did not read it. Well, for a year ahead, I did not read that letter. But during that time, I held that letter close to my heart and wept and wept and wept over it for days and days to come. So much so that when I finally read that letter, half of it was wiped away by my own tears. Now I get it, Amma. You gave in to the societal pressure. You didn't want to marry him. You were afraid that a widow was getting remarried. You couldn't do that, right? You chickened out. No, Savitri. That was not. It was this shame and grief I experienced that day that makes me the person I am today. It was the shame and grief I experienced that day that compelled me to do my education and get my MA. It was the shame and grief that I experienced that day that makes me serve the womankind I am serving today. Because Savitri, the day he touched my hand and placed the letter there, I did not know to read, Savitri. I did not know to read. I did not know to read.